Good morning students. Welcome back to session 3 of electromagnetism. In this part 3, I am going to explain you two important things. First one is magnetic force acting on a charge moving in a magnetic field. And second one is magnetic force acting on a current carrying wire. So these two things I am going to discuss in this part 3. So first let us go to first thing, first important point, first important analysis. Magnetic force on a charge moving in a magnetic field. Have you ever observed distortion in the TV screen when you place a magnet near the picture of TV screen? Have you observed this? See, have you ever brought a magnet near the TV screen? See, if you bring magnet near the TV screen, you might have observed distortion in the picture which is playing in the screen. This is because generally in our picture tube TVs, at the end of the TV there will be a picture tube which will be ejecting electrons in different directions. At the end of the TV there will be a picture tube which will be ejecting electrons in different directions. So these electrons, they will move towards the screen and they will hit the screen, and when these charges hit the screen, then you can see the picture on the screen. But when you bring a magnet near the screen, then what happens is, then because of the magnetic field, these electrons, instead of going in straight path, they will get deviated from their original path, and instead of going in a straight path, they will get deviated from their original path, and they will move in some other way, and they will hit the screen at some other place. Because of this, there will be a disturbance in the screen and you cannot see a clear picture. Actually, if there is no magnetic field, these electrons, they should have gone straight like this, in their way, in a straight way. But when you bring a magnet, it will create a strong magnetic field around the TV, and because of this magnetic field, some force will act on these electrons, and because of this force, electrons will get deviated from their original path, and they will move in some other curved path, and they will hit the screen some other place. Actually, they should hit the screen at this point. If a electron have to hit the screen at this point, when you bring a magnet, it will hit the screen at some other point here, and this will cause distortion in the picture. So this is what happens. So when a charge is moving in magnetic field, you can also observe this phenomenon in case of old computer monitors. In case of old computer monitors, you can observe the same phenomenon. When you bring a magnet near the monitor, there will be disturbance in the screen because of the same phenomenon. But nowadays, everyone are using LCD type monitors or LED type monitors, and even TVs also we are using LCD or LED TVs nowadays. But LCD and LED TVs, there will not be any movement of electron in these TVs. LED TVs, there will not be any movement of the electrons, and you cannot observe distortion in the picture. You can observe distortion in the picture only in case of picture tube TVs, because in picture tube TVs only there will be movement of the electrons, and when you bring the magnet near it, there will be disturbance in the path of the electron, and which in return finally causes distortion in the picture. So when a charge is moving in magnetic field, a force acts on a charge which deviates it from original path, and as a result charge moves in a curved path. This force is nothing but magnetic force. The force which is acting on the electron when it is moving in a magnetic field, which causes deviation of the electron from its original path, and which makes the electron to move in a curved path, is nothing but magnetic force. For example, if a electron is moving in a magnetic field, there are two magnets which is facing, one is facing north pole and another is facing south pole, and there will be a magnetic field from north to south. So for example, if an electron is moving in this magnetic field, if an electron is moving in this magnetic field, so if there is no magnetic field, this electron, it should have gone straight in this way. If there is no magnetic field, this electron, it would have gone straight in this way. But since the electron is moving in a magnetic field, since it is moving in a magnetic field, instead of going straight in this way, it will move in a curved path and it will reach the destination at this point. If there is no magnetic field, this electron should have gone straight like this and it should reach at this point. But because of the magnetic field around the electron, this electron, it will move in a curved path and it will reach this point. Okay, the force which is making the electron to move in a curved path is nothing but magnetic force, and this magnetic force is given by F is equal to BIL. This magnetic force is given by F is equal to BQV. F is equal to BQV. This magnetic force is given by F is equal to BQV, where B is magnetic field strength, Q is charge, and V is velocity. F is equal to BQV, where B is field strength, Q is charge, and V is velocity of the charge. As we know that force is a vector quantity, it will have both magnitude and direction. So this is the magnitude of the force acting on a charge. This is the magnitude of the force acting on a charge. Whereas direction of the force acting on the electron is given by Fleming's right hand rule. It is given by Fleming's right hand rule. Direction of the magnetic force is given by Fleming's right hand rule. Fleming's right hand rule states that if we place three fingers perpendicular to each other, if we place thumb, forefinger and middle finger perpendicular to each other in this way, if middle finger represents magnetic field direction, if middle finger represents magnetic field direction, forefinger represents direction of velocity, then finally thumb gives the direction of force. Thumb gives the direction of force. So direction of the force acting on a charge moving in a magnetic field can be determined by using Fleming's right hand rule. It says that if we arrange three fingers, middle finger, forefinger and thumb, perpendicular to each other in this way, if middle finger represents direction of the magnetic field, if forefinger represents direction of velocity, then thumb gives the direction of force. So this is nothing but Fleming's right hand rule. Next, let us see magnetic force acting on a current carrying wire. Let us see this in the next session. Let us see magnetic force acting on a current carrying wire in next section. Thank you for watching the video.